Hi, I'm Barry John, and welcome back to Let's Play Descent 3. I have my usual two co-pilots, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Laylite, and I am tired because the government stole an hour of sleep from me, and they won't give it back.
I'm Solitaire, and I'm baking a pizza.
Alright.
Yeah. So, last mission, we plugged a USB key in, and this mission, we have to do a repeat of level 2, I think it was, rescuing Dr. Schweitzer. Only this time it's one of our fellow pilots. And I really suspect this level was supposed to come much earlier in the game, and for some reason it got bumped back to this point, and I'll show you why when we get to it.
It's a good thing nothing interrupted us downloading the mission data, otherwise we would have had an issue.
Yeah, the wireless connection in the Descent universe is very good.
This is a nice rainstorm effect. It's not, too obstructive or anything. It's just enough that you know it's there. Ooh,
yeah, but it's the
pretty.
same rainstorm effect as everywhere else.
But if one of our pilots is down there, there has to be a tighter security. Don't let your guard down.
But of course, knowing this sort of game, just because it's got tighter security, doesn't mean that there isn't, a back door to find.
Got some particle effects right at the start of the level. Good start. Gotta make sure we're keeping that afterburner cooler nice and warm and nice and, humid. Alright.
I don't question power-up locations. It just leads to madness that way.
If there's one thing I know about electronics, it's that you need to water them every so often.
Yep, so they grow up big and strong and healthy.
But of course, this secret backdoor entrance is obviously a well-lit series of caverns. And I'm just having a bad day getting a bead on these fusion hulks.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't really seem like the kind of opponent you want to take on at that close of a range, but the level won't always give you that choice.
No. So the first little gimmick for this level is, well, you see that hidden switch. Blah, I repeated myself there.
It was near, underneath that tower, on the side of it?
Yep. Now, I don't actually need to hit the switch, because I can just go around the obstruction here, but it's a teaching tool for the players.
Mm-hmm. So we've got us a minecart level?
You can't really do a minecart level, when you're... Come on. Oh. Uh-oh. Crap.
Hold on.
Crap. There we go.
The drawer's stuck. There we go.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not quite a minecart level. I mean, it's really hard to do one of those when you fly around anyways. But hit the switch. It lets the minecart go. And then... boom!
I can't tell if the minecart exploded or the rocks did. I'm gonna be generous and say it was the minecart.
Yeah. But with that exploded, not that I needed to, you just head straight down from there and into the next section, which has another minecart. This one, however, we do have to hit because normal weapons can't destroy that barrier.
Yeah, those are plutonium rocks.
But now we are inside the security facility, and the interesting part is over.
Well, I mean, they've only got a few enemies so far. It seems like, they're not pressuring you and hassling you right from the get-go. They're probably trying to dial up the tension a little bit, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is why I was talking about when I said that this level was probably supposed to come earlier in the game, because now it's taking control away from me in order to demonstrate, cameras.
Yeah, but we've seen those before in earlier levels, so I kind of get what you're getting at. Aha, there we go. There's the mass driver.
Yep. I don't really get as much...
Did it survive that?
I think...
Did you hit it?
Part of it is the mass driver has an area of effect. It's not a precision weapon, but yes, I'm not sure I actually properly hit it with the mass driver. Instead, it's going to take 2 guided missiles to the face in order to blow up properly.
I mean, I guess it makes a certain degree of sense that the cameras are armored to that extent, like I was complaining about in an earlier level. With how trigger-happy all the rest of these robots are, you wouldn't want a camera that could be taken out just from some stray laser shots when,
Yeah.
I don't know, like a dust bunny falls from the ceiling and 3 robots go berserk.
Well, to be fair, if that camera had seen me, these missile launchers would have gone firing off. And considering they fire flak missiles in this tight corridor, getting through would be very difficult.
I guess it's a good thing those robots aren't polite enough to tell the cameras that they've seen you.
Yeah.
They don't really get along that well. And I guess this is an energy recharge center?
No. Oh, yeah, and another, cutscene explaining, basically, blow these guys up.
I mean, I guess it's better than the alternative of not explaining it at all, but, once again, we've had levels earlier on where we were meant to blow up pipes. I don't know if they looked exactly like that, but similar to that, and no explanation at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I'm sort of starting to get an understanding of what this game's, design language or labeling system is, but it is kind of like I've said before, everything is still kind of ad hoc, like a one-off for each level.
It's ideas, not execution.
Yeah, I mean, this game has plenty of great ideas. It's a very original game.
Yeah. But as we've talked about in previous videos and even in the thread itself, or on Something Awful, great ideas are drowned out by sheer, utter mediocrity in everything else.
That's some classic guided scouting there with that missile.
I don't get to do that as often as I wanted. Because, there's... You're saying?
To set the situation, you've got that tall shaft up there, and it looks like there were there 2 turrets at the top and, a couple of robots hiding out at the bottom?
Yeah.
What tools do you have for actually dealing with that situation?
Deal with the robots before you get to the top, or there's a camera up there. So once again, don't let the camera see you. The missile turrets won't activate. And as long as the missile turrets don't activate, you can deal with the robots at your leisure.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the point I'm either dancing around or at some points addressing is Descent kind of bills itself as a mixture between a tactics game where you have to figure out these solutions to these problems Well, and the actual dogfighting, of course, the actual combat itself. But every now and then you get, like, these little tiny set pieces that you have to deal with. And, well, sometimes they're easy to overlook. Sometimes they're more subtle than, well, the trains that we had to deal with the other time.
So people might have noticed...
So we're not allowed to blow up that pipe. That pipe's not red.
Mm-hmm. People might have noticed I had a napalm rocket there, and honestly, I can't remember if we've talked about that before. But the napalm rocket is basically, well, fire. Because if anything, this game loves its fire's effects. But right now, I need to find the next... Oh, yeah, gotta head down this corridor here to hit the next switch. Ooh. Now, this is one that's very important that you... what am I doing? Where am I going?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know, I recorded this like 3 months ago.
I mean, so far in this level, we've seen switches that were underneath tracks and kind of tucked away underneath ledges and on the side of shafts. I mean, that's kind of similar to the original, really, too. But, again, when they're little black and yellow striped glowy bits kind of mixed in between a bunch of other protruding bits and pipes and visual debris, they can be a little bit hard to actually spot.
There's more geometry for things to get hidden on in this game.
Okay, that's not a dead end. Okay, you can go this way.
Yeah.
It does seem like, a little bit more refreshing here, even though these, tunnels look a little bit industrial. Like, you've actually got a little bit of room to maneuver now, and those, melee guys can't really as easily sneak up behind you.
No.
And those pipes are pretty well tucked away on the sides, too, so they're not really in the way either.
No, and you can get through here following the left-hand rule, so that's always a good thing to start with.
Yeah, but we're in 3 dimensions. That won't always work. There's adaptations to that that'll work in 3 dimensions, but, well, then the video might take more than an hour.
Mm-hmm. And the proper use of the impact mortar there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good anti-small, annoying guy weapon, as long as they're polite enough to hold still.
And of course there's the knowledge, or not the knowledge I should say, there's the fact that it's enough small quarters that the impact mortar can, maximize its damage.
Yeah, it can... Well, it'll bounce around, and also it'll cover the whole area, too. Okay, so that camera over there isn't seeing you yet. Oh, that's the one that's controlling those missiles.
Yeah.
It's a good thing it doesn't care about the missiles. Guided rockets.
No. I mean, even in the original game, the enemies would see the guided missile flying around and react to it.
And I guess that's just a pair of shuttle boosters stuck into the wall or something?
Possibly, but setting them on fire makes them go boom really well.
Ah. Too well.
Yeah. Not that it really matters, but meh, it's a thing. It's an environmental detail.
Alright, so you seem to be pretty deep into this facility now. I guess what we're trying to do is find the next red pipe to blow up, is that right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So we're not seeing those minecarts again, are we?
No, we're not.
Alright, so now that we've hit this one specific switch somewhere in the level, that pipe turned red.
Yeah. And that gives us the option to get down here to start dealing with the next set of shields and switches, and it's just busy work and make work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is one way to make sure the player actually explores most of your level, instead of just ignoring all the dead ends that they either figured out how to avoid or know to avoid from having played the level before. But even still, like, knowing about all the individual parts that you have to visit doesn't necessarily help you actually navigate the level.
No.
Yeah. Alright, so... doesn't seem like there's actually that many enemies in this circle.
No, they're not. The gimmick is the shields that are up, and I don't think I ever get around to actually dropping the shields because there's a bunch of backtracking involved, and at some point I just stopped caring.
Oh, that guy seemed to have lost track of you awfully quickly.
And that was me botching both of my Inferno missiles.
Yeah, for those it seems like you'd either want to hit him directly, of course, but also hitting the ceiling above him could also work, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lower left-hand camera shows you a new red pipe, but who knows where that is? It's near a force field, somewhere.
Yeah. But the idea is you gotta hit these switches fast enough, and then you can... Oh. There we go.
Camera?
Yeah, camera. Hit the switches fast enough, then you can actually start advancing to the next section. Which involves coming back here and backtracking some more.
Oh boy, I sure hope, destroying these important pipes doesn't leak fluid all over the place or, shut down the electricity in the entire plant.
Well, they don't look like they're connected to anything, so I think we're cool.
But blowing them up actually released that that force field there, which leads to the next section of the level.
Yeah, thankfully they weren't load-bearing pipes.
This is me just double backing, checking here, making sure I didn't miss anything important or not important, and turns out not so much.
Alright, so back to the red zone, then we can, alright, this shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think everything's in here is forgotten about you for the time being.
For the most part.
Well, he knows you're here.
Yeah. It was very nice of him.
Drive-by shooting like that.
Yeah. It was very nice of him to not shoot at me when he had the opportunity to do so. While I was flying the guided missile.
I think you've been spotted.
Yeah.
Wow, nice shot.
You know what? I don't care to go up there anymore. I'm just gonna go back, collect my power-ups.
Man, but what if there's a new weapon up there? Or an invulnerability power-up?
Yeah, I get the invulnerability power-up after I've needed it.
Yeah, or what if there's a switch up there that you need to hit? Or what if one of the pipes is up there? You just can't know until you've been there.
That's what practice runs are for.
Alright, take that, missile turret.
Yeah. Moments like this makes you wish I had a shield transfer, but I don't.
Yeah, and then those guys are there just to snipe you if you try and, if you're a little too eager running up here to actually fire out the missile turrets, of course.
Yeah.
That was a nice arc. Well, you seem to have solved that puzzle some way or another.
Force field disabled. No, not for here. Force field at the top of that up there in order to get down in there, you know, which means I have to backtrack, go all the way around, and
Oh, this is one of those pipes that you can only unlock from both ends, isn't it?
Yes.
Which means it's a shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean about the afterburner just not being fast enough.
And this was me hoping I'd made hitting the right switches to open up those places there, but turns out not so much.
Yeah, I think you did hit all three of those switches. That seems like an area where it'd be easy to just spray them down but miss one. But I think you got all three, it's just there's a pipe somewhere you gotta blow up or something.
Yeah.
Oh well, just look for an area where you haven't blown up all the enemies yet. That's where progress is.
Life's lessons learned. You know you're making progress when there are enemies in front of you.
You know you've
Yeah.
got a well-designed base when you have to walk through 5 floors to get to work.
And you need 2 separate key cards and a medallion.
And there's rockets lying on the floor. So, yeah, I get the impression... Honestly, this seems like more of an industrial or research base. It's kind of probably retrofitted into being an actual prisoner place. This doesn't really look like a prison at all.
Maybe it's an improvised break, you know, we're trying to get him out before he gets transferred to a more secure prison.
Well, you know how all these private prisons are. They're always at 100% capacity, so there probably just wasn't enough room to stuff them in.
You were saying, Solitaire?
I do actually like the design of those fusion hulks.
Yeah, they're alright.
Yeah.
Ho-hum, there's another robot on fire. Even now it gets a little bit old.
Yeah. Honestly, I just broke out the napalm cannon to, just mix it up a little.
Yeah, that guy seemed dodgy enough, and that's a wide enough spread. I mean, hey, there's a triple flamethrower on this ship.
Gotta get the most out of it.
Alright, well, we know it's a trap up there, but what kind of a trap is it?
It's a trap that probably won't do all that well. But actually, it's head up here.
Wow, it actually took those guys like a fair few seconds to notice you. I'm impressed.
I think it's because it was caught on geometry.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be Swiss cheese as soon as you flew up here.
But here is the other exit to that, oh god damn it. Fraggin, where is he? There he is.
He's on your left wing. Oh, now he's below you. Oh, now he's over there. Man, he's fast.
And he's very definitely working to stay out of my line of sight.
Yeah, maybe that's what they should have done to up the ante in this game. Not just quad lasers, but hextuple lasers.
I miss the Helix gun.
Yeah, it was nice. For when you really just needed everything in a cone in front of you to die.
Yeah.
We just don't quite have a weapon like that in this game. We've got the rapid-fire plasma cannon and maybe the missiles, and that's about it.
Well, I mean, the plasma gun is a plasma gun. It does its own thing very well. And there's a reason why I'm using it in this game instead of the quad lasers.
So there's all the missile turrets. There's got to be a camera somewhere around here, but where?
I might have blown it up already, or it's a bit further up. Oh crap.
Yeah, there's a little bit more like it.
Well, no, it's just that I got caught on a camera, so the flak missiles are going off, and there's
or
no...
maybe you ran into that fluorescent lighting on the ceiling.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this map does look pretty nice. It's, not extremely obvious what your path through it actually is in the more complicated looking sections, but, at least the individual parts of it stand out well.
Mm-hmm. Right, why am I going back? Oh. Yeah, just opening up quick paths back. I mean, I don't even have to come back here. But then again, like, you know, this is the game where they have to include cutbacks, even though, you know, if you're playing the level semi-decently enough, you don't need them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have missed that key or something, or a pipe and went to the wrong place. But, yeah, this level just seems to not really have any particular gimmicks associated with it. The most gimmicky thing we saw were the minecarts and the pipes that we have to blow up, but it's, looks like this is mostly just a fighting level. Just get you used to combat against, these mid-game enemies like these, melee guys and the fusion hulks and whatnot.
I can't believe we just
Which is fine.
I can't believe we just referred to fusion hulks as mid-game enemies when they were definitely late game in the previous games. But, you know, I mean, this is level 11 out of 15 plus 2 secrets, so technically it's the last third?
I mean, honestly, the enemies that seem the most dangerous in this game so far are those tanks, of course, that you've mentioned before. Those fish that had the Omega cannons, those were nasty. And, probably just anything that's really rapid fire. Like, these plasma cannon guys are probably pretty nasty, too. They seem to output a lot of damage. And they've got that high fire rate.
But they're also relatively fragile now that I've got weapons of my own to deal with them.
Yeah, you have a lot of different choices, so you're not really going to run out of ammo against them anymore. If you're low on homing missiles or you want to save them for something else, now you've got the flamethrower, you've got the blue sparkle gun, you know, all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
You got the flamethrower. Or if you want to go really crazy, you could just fire off a cyclone missile indoors, you know, in case you thought you had too many shields.
And this is another backtrack that I don't need.
But yeah, the aside from this whole switches and pipes thing, this level doesn't really seem to have a lot that's notable about it. It just seems to kind of be I wouldn't say it's filler, but I don't know, it seems more like an engine test to me. Like, this actually seems like maybe it was an early design level. Although it's kind of hard to say because of the minecarts.
Yeah.
Can't waste those. Better put it in the full game.
Nope, somebody
But,
had...
you know, it's reasonably competent enough. It's big, but it's not overly big, at least. Like, there are some landmarks. There are clearly delineated sections. This level doesn't really seem to be repeating itself that much. It's just all the scenery does look a little samey, even if it is different. I mean, this shaft is nice, I guess.
Yeah, the idea of having a central shaft or corridor to go through that you have to work your way around everything else to deal with, that's sort of nice, but...
And I guess the camera and missile turret system adds something to the level that just having missile hulks wouldn't, because it gives you the choice of trying to either take out the camera or take out the missile turret, and it's your choice as to whichever one is more convenient.
Mm-hmm. Of course, once something is activated, it never, stops being activated.
Yeah, it does seem like once you have an actually, active frag missile turret that's alert and waiting for you, your options do seem to kind of go down a little bit. You're gonna have to either spend health going through there to take it out, or use some of your limited resources, like guided missiles or frag missiles of your own, etc., to take it out. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does make things kind of awkward, especially if you're not quite sure where the missile turret is yet.
Yeah.
So you've been saying that there's some situations where you can use a whole bunch of weapons, and some situations where there isn't really a great choice. Is that what I'm understanding?
I guess, the number of weapons in the roster is about the same as it was in Descent 2, if I'm counting right. But I think, as we've kind of discussed before, a lot of them are kind of fulfilling the same roles, almost. I guess, in general, there's not really a great solution to there being, an enemy with its gun pointed at the door, basically. And that's kind of true in a lot of games, a lot of first-person shooter games, not just this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real strategic difference between the super laser, the plasma, the EMD. I mean, yeah, the napalm's a thing, the mass driver's a thing, but the napalm...
Smart missiles are still a thing.
Yeah, but, the napalm is because, as I've repeatedly said, somebody in this game loved their fire effects. And I think the mass driver was obligatory, basically the case of we need a sniper weapon without considering what it was required for.
there's that invulnerability. Nice. It's all the way back here.
Yeah, after I needed it.
I mean, anyway, with the removal of lives, this kind of thing isn't really as annoying as it could have been otherwise, but it can still really set you back, and, like, if you trigger the wrong camera at the wrong time, it can make this level a lot more annoying than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, there's that to concern myself with as well.
Alright, Guidebot, remind us what we were doing in this level again. Are we trying to find a pipe to destroy, or is there a switch we've got to hit, or what?
Guidebot says, come on up here.
I was worried Guidebot was going to say, ask again tomorrow.
No, this is Guidebot, not Magic 8 Ball. One is useful.
Reply Hazy, coming back to get you.
You alright there, Solitaire?
Yeah, I just got a bit of a dry throat right now.
Yeah,
Well,
it must
there's
be
a
all the steam vents.
Yeah, and the flamethrower guy certainly wouldn't be helping that either. It would
Nope.
definitely
I mean, the
dry
climate
out.
control on this ship's pretty good, but it's not perfect, you know. They're making do with what they have. Yes, you seem to be on fire, not someone else. I wonder if those steam vents can put you out.
No, they don't. I've tried.
Oh. That would have been funny. Alright, good thing Guidebot knows where the prison cell is.
Yep.
Oh, what's this?
Why are you telling... You're telling me to do this again? Seriously, Guidebot?
I think we've had to destroy at least 2 of those before we can make it to this point.
Yeah.
But that
How we
said,
going
the pipe in front of that force field is white, so that's not the one we're actually supposed to be destroying right now. Maybe there's some other one we gotta find in a corner before we can hit that one.
Yeah. But actually, the gimmick for this, to lower the right force field, you see all these switches on the wall here?
You
We
mean
ha-
the internal wall?
Yeah, the internal wall. We have to hit them all in a certain amount of time in order to turn off the barrier.
Oh, so that's what that message meant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably no
Yes.
point in trying that till we clean up all these enemies first.
Yeah, you gotta do that before you do like a speed objective like that.
Yeah, it's a timing objective.
I guess one thing I will say is that even though this level does seem to be kind of dragging on a bit, at least the enemy variety is there. Like, they do seem to be using nearly every enemy in the game we've seen up to this point, so that's nice.
Yeah,
You
you
seem
don't really get old enemies dropping out for being too easy these days anymore. At least in this game.
Yeah, but I got caught by a camera at some point, so, well, time to destroy all the missile guys.
At least they're nice enough to drop some frag missiles for you to use.
Yeah.
And that one just hit a wall. Alright.
Well, to be fair, it does send the missiles on a slight angle as well, because frag missiles do most damage if they hit near you, not, to your face.
Yeah, the weapon itself might just have some built-in inaccuracy or something. Or maybe they added it for the turrets. Who knows? Yeah, that was actually aiming quite a few of them at the sidewall or the ceiling. That's not just inaccuracy. It wanted to shoot there.
Mm-hmm. But,
or maybe it was leading its shot. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, but that's it. So let's hit all these guys in order now. Well, it doesn't matter the order. Just hit them all.
I was about to ask.
Ah, so now it's red. Yep, and then tomorrow they're just going to have to install another pipe there, set it all back up again.
Mm-hmm. But, oh, there we go. That's the guy I gotta rescue. Let me just double check the other corridor over here.
He must be cold. He's got the heater dialed up to maximum.
And they left him with a ship, too, so that's always nice.
Sure be embarrassing if you had to pick him up in your ship and then you blew up.
Yeah, it's not like I can fit hostages in my ship anymore.
Woo! I'm out of there! Come on, let's get to the Beagle!
But time to, follow this guy out. Well, to be fair, I've already cleared out most of the enemies, so it's just a matter of slowly trailing this guy.
Yeah, we'll see if any of the rest of them come out of hiding, if we missed one. Because I don't think we passed by any spawners in this whole level, did we?
We did at one point, but it wasn't active. Technically, This is a spawner, but...
Oh, of course, yeah, that's a spawner. It's got the prongs on it. That's how we're supposed to identify that it's a spawner.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks just like the spawners from the other games.
I'm just glad that this guy knows his way out. If he got lost, then if we had to show him the right way out, and we had to argue about the directions, then we'd be here all day.
I'll take the one on the right.
Well, no, we just have to, you follow the guidebot. For the guidebot knows all.
So we got one more pairwise switch.
Yeah.
Gotta hit it at the same time, I guess.
Beagle MD. Great. You've rescued...
No, apparently it was a trap. We're captured. Oh no!
Dang.
Yeah. We fell into a trap.